So I've had a problem for a while now. It's been getting worse as time goes by. I just can't manage with it flapping around. The noise when it hits the edge is terrible. I'm worried that one day soon it's just going to fall off and leave me blind. This floppy wiper has to go. The 30-year-old wiper motor spindle just isn't up to it anymore. This close-up shows just how bad it is. Watch the spindle tip flapping around. There's more play in it than a reception class. The fact that it still clears the screen at all is a surprise. So today I'm going to cure the problem once and for all. I'm going to install a good condition used wiper assembly. I start by removing the wiper arm, prise up the cap and remove the nut holding the arm to the shaft, then give it a good tug to get it loose. To be able to remove the leaf screen finisher, the big plastic nut needs removing. Under the bonnet, the plastic fir tree pins that hold either side of the panel down can be removed. Then the grill mounted nozzle can be disconnected. I'll be going back to a wet arm setup, so I won't be using this anymore. With the bonnet closed again, I can now lift out the leaf screen finisher. The first of 3 fixings that hold the wiper motor assembly in place can then be removed. Once more under the bonnet, we can start to get access to the wiper motor, pulling back the firewall seal, removing the retaining bung and lifting out the water tray. The wiring connector is disconnected and tucked out of the way. Then the right handmost bolt can be removed. It's set back a little so it can be tricky to get to. The left-hand wiper assembly bolt is a little easier to access. Even better if you don't have the additional aircon fan motor. If you don't have the additional aircon blower motor, the wiper assembly will slip out quite easily at this point. There are 2 bolts holding the additional fan housing to the car. Then 2 screws holding the second and first blower scroll housings together. These can be a little tricky when they're rusted. The blower motor housing can then be unclipped from the recirculation housing. Once the 2 electrical connections are disconnected and moved out of the way, the whole wiper assembly can be removed. By the power of moving magic, the scuttle and surrounding areas have magically become clean, and refitting of the replacement wiper assembly can begin. In time-honoured tradition, refitting is the opposite of removal. Slip the new wiper shaft through the hole and loosely thread the top bolt. The left and right bolts then secure the wiper motor assembly to the bulkhead. Once all 3 bolts are located, they can be torqued up as required. The electrical connection to the motor can be remade at this point. The second blower motor housing drops in easily and is quickly secured with the 2 screws and 2 nuts. The recirculation unit and the blower housing are reconnected and the electrical connections remade. Don't forget to remake the washer hose connection. Now we can start to put the trim back in. The water tray is resecured and the firewall seal put back in place. Back at top, the leaf screen finisher is offered back into place. Through the power of movie magic, the fir trees are reinstalled. The plastic nut that holds the leaf screen finisher to the wiper assembly can be done up. Now the most important and often overlooked part. Run the wiper through a few cycles so you know that it's back in the park position. In my case, I've installed a left-hand drive wiper assembly, so I'm going to install my wiper arm to the driver's side of the screen. This is not the normal way round for a right-hand drive car. Once in the park position, the wiper arm is reattached, leaving about 10mm from the tip of the blade to the rubber trim around the window. The wiper arm nut is done up, taking care not to over tighten it. Finally, the washer hose is reattached. They do go a little stiff with age. Finally, I can check it works. I'm using a spray bottle to lubricate the screen so I can see the normal movement of the wiper. And for the first time since I've owned the car, there is washer fluid coming out of the wiper arm. A simple job quickly done, but it gives much better wiper performance.